Okay, picture your computer desktop for just a second. Is it absolutely covered in dozens of disjointed Excel files? You know the drill. One file for sales data, another totally separate one for employee records, maybe a third for finance reports. It's an organizational nightmare, right? Finding exactly what you need feels literally impossible sometimes. But what if I told you there's a much better way? Welcome to today's explainer. I am incredibly excited to share this with you, because instead of creating a mountain of scattered files, Excel actually gives us this ultimate organizational tool belt, and they're called worksheets. So let's just dive right in and learn how to manage worksheets efficiently so we can completely transform your digital workspace. Here is our blueprint for today's explainer. 1. The power of worksheets. 2. Adding and naming sheets. 3. Moving and copying sheets. 4. Deleting sheets safely. And 5, your practice checklist. Let's get to it. All right, part 1, the power of worksheets, or as I like to call it, organizing the chaos. So think of an Excel workbook like a giant physical binder. That's your main file. Maybe you call it something like company_report.xlsx. Now, inside that physical binder, you've got your separate, neatly organized pages. And those are your worksheets. Basically, the workbook is the file itself, and the worksheet represents the individual pages inside. This means you could have one single binder file with internal tabs for sales, HR, finance, inventory, the whole shebang, all in one place. It just keeps everything you need under one roof. Moving on to part 2, adding and naming sheets. Time to start actually building out that digital binder. So, you've got 2 wonderfully simple ways to create a new, blank worksheet in Excel. Method 1, you just click that little plus button located right beside your existing sheet tabs at the bottom of the screen. Or, Method 2, if you're a fan of keyboard shortcuts to speed things up, and who isn't, just hit Shift plus F11. Either way, boom, Excel instantly drops a brand new worksheet right into your active file. Now, when you create those new sheets, Excel automatically gives them these super generic default names like Sheet 1, Sheet 2, Sheet 3. Look, if you have 20 of these in a workbook, it is absolutely impossible to know what data lives where. We really want to use meaningful names instead, things like monthly sales, or employee data, or expenses. It makes your work significantly easier to navigate. To do this, just double-click the sheet name at the bottom and type in your new clear name. Or you can just right-click the tab and select Rename. Honestly, it takes 2 seconds, but it will save you hours of confusion down the road for sure. All right, part 3, moving and copying sheets to create some logical workflows. Let's say you're looking at your tabs and realize your reports are out of order. Maybe you want your finance tab to show up before your sales tab so you and your team can read the data in a logical sequence. Guys, it couldn't be easier. Just click and hold the worksheet tab you want to move and literally drag it left or right to its new position. Just drag and drop. This simple little trick lets you instantly rearrange your reports to fit whatever narrative makes the most sense. Now, what if you have this beautifully formatted monthly report for January and you need the exact same structure for February? Please do not start from scratch. Copying worksheets is a massive time saver for repetitive work. Here's how you do it. Right-click the tab you want to duplicate, select Move or Copy from the menu, check the little box that says Create a Copy, and click OK. Boom! You've just perfectly duplicated your entire monthly report format. It is a real game changer. Which brings us to part 4, deleting sheets safely. It's time to clean up that binder. Removing unneeded worksheets is a super straightforward 2-step process. You just right-click the worksheet tab you want to get rid of and choose Delete. Simple enough, right? But hold on just a second before you get click happy. I really want to pause right here. When you hit Delete, Excel is usually going to pop up a warning saying, "Deleted data cannot be recovered easily." This is absolutely crucial to pay attention to. Unlike deleting a file on your computer's desktop where it just goes safely into a recycling bin, deleting a worksheet in Excel permanently removes that data from the workbook entirely. So the golden rule here is to always double-check before you hit delete. Make sure you truly don't need that data anymore, because once it's gone for good. All right, part 5, your practice checklist. Let's test out that new tool belt. To truly master all of this, I want you to put these new skills into practice right away. Open up Excel right after this explainer finishes and just run through this rapid-fire practice activity. First up, create a new workbook with 3 blank sheets. Second, rename them to Sales, HR, and Expenses. Third, move their positions around. Maybe drag HR to the front. Fourth, create one exact copy of that sales sheet, and finally, practice deleting that extra copied sheet. But remember our warning from earlier. Doing this quick little checklist is going to build your muscle memory and guarantee your files stay perfectly organized from here on out. So, you now know exactly how to add, rename, move, copy, and safely delete worksheets. You never have to deal with those messy, cluttered desktops filled with random files again. Just one clean, well-organized digital binder. But it does beg the question, now that your data is perfectly organized, how much time will you save by automating it? Well, in our next explainer, we're going to build on this foundation and dive straight into basic formulas. Until then, ask yourself, what else in your digital workspace is just waiting to be streamlined? Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.